Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by four my supporters who bring you their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy, straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is Straight from the Stands.
Good evening. Yeah. What's up?
How hey, what did you guys say yesterday? Good morning, good evening.
You'll hear it. Hey, so just really quick, a couple of things. Because you guys, the guys that were on, everyone that was on the YouTube channel right now, you guys heard my boxing story from this weekend, and me winning my boxing match, my epic boxing match at Ronaldinho. Because you were asking, this is my protein shake. This is my protein powder. Here's what I use. You see this right here, right there.
That's like a growth steroid.
Yeah.
Same shit Messi took?
Well, point is, I'll tell you right now, it's per scoop, 150 calories, only 2.5 grams of fat, 9 grams of carbs, and protein, 23 grams of protein. This is some okay stuff. I can hook you up with some other shit that Amazon you could buy too, and it's like, buy like a 10 pounds for like $50. That's just a big ass come up.
And with that being said, this is Angel's Fit podcast. Good evening, guys. How are you?
Romo was asking, so I just gotta let him know. That's it. Look, I'm here for the people. I'm here for our family, our extended family here.
All right, boys.
That's what I'm here for.
Good evening. How are you guys? It's Monday.
What's up?
Monday. We had no Galaxy soccer this weekend, so it was cool.
I miss it.
Yeah.
Low-key.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of going out and day drinking with you stupid asses, I'd rather.
Dog, what the fuck you mean? You're the one that made Rooney throw up.
Jameson, yeah. So, well,
never mind.
Just give them the context.
Hold on. No, to give you guys context, I wasn't invited. Fuck you guys.
Well, you don't play FIFA like that.
That's true. You don't play
FIFA like that.
Where's the invite though?
Because you don't play FIFA like that, bro.
You had a fight in the morning, dog.
Oh, you're right. My bad. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I did have a fight in the morning. I apologize. My bad.
Yeah. So there was no game, but we were busy. We ended up going to EA Play and got a chance to play FIFA 20 yesterday. Well,
shout out to Germs. I'm undefeated at FIFA 20.
Masa, so is Masa, and I think so is Rooney. So you know what I mean. I took L's at FIFA 20. It's a good game though. I'm excited for it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took L's. So a quick story. They have FIFA 20 introduced FIFA 20 introduced
George, are you laughing at what I'm laughing at?
At the Angel Macho Camacho.
Yeah, for sure.
Cap said Angel Macho. Wow, Angel Macho Camacho.
Macho Camacho.
Yeah. All right. So.
Oh, hold on. I got a cigar right here too. What's up?
So FIFA introduced a new futsal mode, and they had a version of that at FIFA 20.
Hey, chill. You don't
at EA Play.
Hey,
No, I have to though, because we showed up and it was like open play. So we signed up, right? It was me, Masa, George, and Jeremy.
Hold up. A little bit of context. Jeremy, Rudy, and Rooney, Rudy and Rudy all show up in the same Galaxy jersey.
Yeah,
so these motherfuckers look like a squad.
Yeah, we're all wearing the.
I'm so happy
night
I
navy.
changed, dog. I literally threw that jersey on in the morning too before I left, and I was like, man, I have a feeling someone's gonna wear this shit today. I'm just gonna put on a polo. Fuck it, dog. It would have been 4 motherfuckers in the same jersey.
Well, listen. Point is, we signed up. They call us up. And we walk in there, right? And like, again, there's three of us wearing the Galaxy jersey. We're looking dope, right? We walk in there with like a little swag to us. Short story long, we took longer walking in than we did.
You mean long story short?
That's what I said.
It's okay.
Point is, we took longer walking in with that swag than we did actually playing. This girl took 2 touches and scored 1. And we're out. But it was fun.
Yeah,
though.
dog. I turned to the right. I turned around, and then I looked at the ref, and he's like, "You guys are out."
Yup.
I'm like, what the fuck you mean? We playing? It was that quick, dog.
They're cheating.
It was that quick.
They're cheating.
At least you guys were able to take a picture, right?
No, we played second match. We played a little longer.
We did a little better.
Yeah, but George got nutmeg from like 40 yards out. You know what I mean? Just
Dog, it was I swear to God, Cristiano Ronaldo shot that shot. It was that bad. That shit was crazy.
All in all, it was a dope day. I think George got some footage, so we might put that out somewhere, or we might keep it for the next podcast.
Like a 4-minute video.
Yeah, so we'll do that. All right, but let's talk LA Galaxy because we bullshitted for a little bit already.
Macho Camacho, guys. Macho Camacho.
So let's talk about rumors first. This Pavon thing is getting hot. This Pavon thing is like no, but like I mean, legit. Like I didn't see it happening until next year or next season. You know what I mean? Like legit didn't think too much of it. I think it was even last week when we were talking about Pavon or Benedetto. I didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be a thing that was gonna happen this summer. But it seems like everything is pointing that it might happen this summer, right?
Yeah. Well, GPS wants his guy, bro.
Yeah. How you guys feeling about this? Because what's the rumor now? 50% of his rights
50%.
for 12 million.
50%. I'll take it.
Would you?
Shit.
Man, that's.
I don't give a fuck. Because if he does good and he recovers his let's say his form again, because he hasn't been on form, but let's say in 2 years we ship him for the price that they were supposed to sell him last year, which was 40 mil. That's 20 mil. We double.
You think that's gonna happen though?
Why not?
I don't think. I don't like. Listen, I think just to break even with some 23, and I think that's a long shot.
I think it's possible.
I don't know, man.
Well, you guys talk about him that he fell out of favor, right? Or he hasn't been. First of all, well, so he got injured. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was against, oddly enough, and ironically enough, I guess if you wanna go that route, against Fabio Alvarez's old team, Atletico Tucumán. He got injured in the game against them, and since then he was out injured. I think for about, I don't know. I'm gonna get, this is estimate around 10 games or so. And since then, obviously, GBS is gone after the Libertadores final. Well, obviously, he came out injured the first leg of that Libertadores final. The moment he came out, it completely changed the game because when he was in, and Rudy, you know this, and I know you're a River fan, but Pavon was definitely the difference maker. The moment he came out, that game completely changed. It got a lot more open. It wasn't the same thing with him, and obviously, right? Second game's a different story. They tied both games at home. They essentially had to chase that game because of a few different factors. Right? If you saw everything that happened with those two legs, you get it. But point is, Pavon was the guy. During that time, he was the guy. Again, GBS is gone. New coach. He gets injured. He's out of favor for a while because one, he gets injured, and even then, ever since coming back, he's played in every single game at minimum as a sub. So he's played anywhere from, like 15 minutes, 10 to like 80 minutes. He hasn't played a full 90 yet since coming back from injury.
Right.
So yeah, he's definitely falling out of favor. And a lot of you guys that you probably go out there and you look through, like Boca supporters or shit, like they're like Galaxy fans. They're quick to turn on their players immediately. Like all you guys are quick to turn on Drini. That's basically what it is for them. That's basically their Drini right now. Like that's their Drini. A guy he was their guy, got injured, and especially after everything that happened with the Libertadores, Boca fans are just quick to turn on the players and their staff in general. But then again, the Argentines also carry themselves a little bit different than we do out here.
Yeah, and Boca fans. And Boca fans even more, right?
And Boca fans even more, right? Boca and River fans, they're just, obviously a whole different level. Yeah. But with that being said, I see them talking, que se le lleven. Like, you know what? I'll gladly take them.
No, listen, I don't think...
We got you guys to Libertadores final, so I don't know what the fuck you guys complaining about.
If we're talking solely on talent, I think it makes the team better. Like, a good 10-15% better just him, right? I'm not knocking this. I'm not knocking his talent at all. What I'm saying is the investment, though, like, I mean, giving up 50% of it, that means we have to sell him for 24, even more though, right? Because there's some agent fees and all that shit, just to recoup the money we spend on him. And I don't see that. I don't think we'll flip him for 24.
All right, but
But it's aging though.
Hold on. Let's say we don't sell him or whatever. As long as he performs and he gives us what we need from him, then I mean that's money well spent. To me,
I agree 100% with
if he gives us a good 3 years of solid ass Christian Pavon, top notch, I'm straight.
And if he gives us 3 years, then I think we'll be able to flip him in Europe.
Yeah,
especially if we win.
Listen. At 3 years from now, he'll be 26, 27. So no.
To address the was it Rough How 88 on YouTube right here. Said it's a movie that puts wow.
The puts.
I'm getting. You know what? Is that Jesse conversation from earlier today? Seat. It's a move to put butts in seats. I don't really agree with that because you have to be following South American soccer religiously to know or just
Not
an
even
avid
religious.
soccer supporter. Period. You're watching football from everywhere, and you know who some of these top prospects. Look, if you're watching South American soccer and you're watching with Otis, you know who Pavon is. You know who he is. He's basically Martinez's version of Boca Juniors
Yeah.
when that time,
Hey,
right? So
listen, I don't even think so. I don't think it's to put butts in seats, but I also don't think you have to be super knowledgeable of South American soccer to know him because he was linked to like a lot of clubs.
he was linked last year.
Arsenal.
He was linked to
Yeah,
Arsenal,
yeah.
Barcelona, and a few other
So
clubs last year.
he's a known talent. He had some injuries, and he didn't perform that well with the national team too. So he had little setbacks. But like I said, I'm not even going there talking about his talent because I think talent wise, he makes himself makes the team 10-15% better, right? So I'm not knocking that, and I can see a play of a future. I just as an investment wise, and especially because I think the league is going towards buying young, flipping them for profit. I don't think Pavon fits that model. Right, that's my only concern is I don't think he fits that model because I don't think we'll recoup the money from him, and I think a big part of why he wants to come over is because he feels he could get a move, definitely more eyes on him playing for the Galaxy than playing for Boca just because of the fucking TV rights, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
you know,
Fucking watching South America, well, at least from Argentina, it's a bitch, man, to watch those games.
well, watching them, I'm sure in Argentina is different, but like watching them outside Argentina, it's hard. And
Well,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
in the States,
Watching
right?
those games, it's a bitch. Yeah.
In the States, I can only imagine how it is across the sea. In Europe, it must be even worse.
Yeah.
So you don't get a lot of eyes on that. So I mean, to him, makes sense. I just don't think we recoup the money. But with that being said, I think he fits right in. Right? He play out wide, and he can move the ball wide real nice. So, and it's something we've been missing. So I mean, he fits right in. And then next year, it just opens up, right? Here's the question though. Alessandrini is going on season-ending injury, but he's already walking and kind of like on a bike already. Is that
Wait,
really
they
what's gonna
announced that they're putting him on the season ending? Season ending?
I mean,
injured list?
what? How else do we do this? How? I just don't get how. It's a $12 million fee. Like he has to be a DP player at that point. We can't buy him down with TAM. He can't be a TAM player, right? He has to be a DP.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, and I don't even know if this is possible. The only thing that makes sense is that he agrees to the TAM deal.
Who, Alessandrini?
Right? Yeah, that he agrees to it. If we give him a 2-3 year extension on a max TAM deal, and then that opens up DP spot. And Manny, it's not about AEG. AEG is fine. Like the money is not going to be the issue. It's really, I guess, really more of how we acquire him. What Masa was referring to is that we can later flip him, and AEG can recoup some of that money. We're really saying that it's probably unlikely that we can sell him for that much at the age he's going to be when we're ready to sell. Which all fair points. But back to the statement about
the rules,
how we make this happen. I mean, honestly, that's the only thing that I can see happening right now, or straight up cutting him. But I don't know how.
Well, that's not even an option.
Huh?
That's not even an option because we did that with Gio.
Right, because he's injured. I was gonna say because he's what you mean?
So we can't.
We can only do one.
We can only drop a contract per season.
I thought you can do as many as you want. Just with one of them only one of them you have cap relief. With the rest you don't. With the rest you still take the hit.
But so even at that, right? Like if we don't got no cap relief, then it doesn't make no sense because we don't got no cap relief. We can't. We have no.
Right. Well, I get
money.
it.
We can't work
I get it.
Right. So I really don't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I really don't know. Oh, okay. Here, right? As it says, trade Drini or loan Drini. Those could be options, realistic options too. I don't know to where, right? Because he's injured, but like he has to be off the roster. I think, right? And I might be wrong, but I think he has to be off the roster for us to get him. The only way it works is he has to be off the roster.
What I imagine though, we probably should hear something else this week.
Yeah.
Because obviously rumors that were swirling all over socials and a lot, right, from multiple avenues. So there's has to be some type of legs under this. Yeah. The rumor was obviously that the Boca representatives were out in Europe trying to sell Pavon, and if no one bought him, if he had no suitors, basically Plan B was going to come to the Galaxy because they already trusted GBS, and then we sell him we acquire him for what everyone said, which is that 12 million at that 50% rights. So we'll see. I mean at this point is wait and listen. I mean even if we want to ask people in the FO, they're all out on vacation until like Wednesday. So
and the thing is too, our the transfer window doesn't open until July for MLS, right? So we still got a full month because it opens up July 9th. So legit, a full month before we could even bring him in. it's just interesting though, right? Because like it seems like there's a lot of hurdles to get over before we can sign him. So that'll be interesting. Like I said, I'm really excited for just even the thought of having him in the team. I
Well,
think
yeah,
it'll be great.
I like the fact that we're in these type of rumors now with GBS. Remember, this is one thing that we did ask. When we said, well, what do we want when we get GBS? We talked about this. When we acquired him. Well, when the rumors started about GBS, and when we acquired him, about the fact that we're gonna get, ideally, we'd be targeting at least South American top talent, not just
Yeah.
talent, but top talent.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
if you want to just look at what Fabio Loki is doing, right? Like he's kind of impressing like in a very low key level. Imagine bringing somebody in with like Pavon's a talent, dog.
Listen, not
And
according to, and because Eddie, you're listening, and I heard their show yesterday, and not according to them. According to them, he's been the Gio the last 2 games. So
No, you lying. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the podcast.
Yeah.
Eddie.
So
Nag
whenever
Boys?
they listen to it, listen to Nag News whenever they release it on the streaming services, and listen to, like, I heard this shit yesterday, and I was like, okay. I mean, look,
That's not protesting their Sunday soccer.
but it is. I mean, again, it's everyone has their opinion, and that's fine. But that's not the point. The point is not conversation about Fabi. The point is the fact that we are going after
Yeah.
a player like Pavon.
Yeah, man. Flair to our team too. Like, you know what I mean? There's another handsome motherfucker on our team. I fucks with everything about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm down with all that, man. Good looking team after that. All right. Let's hope this happens. They have to figure it out. You know what I mean? We used to know how to do this back in the days. We figured out how to hack the system. So they need to figure that shit out again. And if somebody can do it, it's gonna be Teclose. So let's hope that works. Tomorrow though, right? No, not tomorrow. I'm sorry. Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday we got Open Cup play. All right.
By the time you hear this tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Or I mean, if live is hearing it now. Open Cup play. Before we get into the game and all that, what do you guys think? You think we actually try to make a run for this? You think we take it seriously?
I do. We're especially with a coach like GBS. I don't think there was a tournament in South America that they really said, whatever to.
Yeah.
It's not that type of mindset. Here in the U.S., the Open Cup is kind of like a move to the side, but I think anywhere else around the world, these smaller tournaments do make an impact. They do mean something. It's like a FA Cup type of thing.
Sudamericana, right? Look at Sudamericana because it's not the Copa Libertadores, but like Sudamericana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm hoping we take it serious, and I think there's enough depth that we can take it serious because a lot of players have not been featured on the pitch a lot, so they could come on. It'd be interesting. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see that. But let's talk about Orange County FC and how they got here. Right, first round they ended up beating Golden State Force. Didn't we play Golden State Force last year? Is that who we played last year? In one of the rounds, I think the first round we played Golden State Force.
Yeah,
the names,
Golden State Force, something like that.
The name sounds familiar. So they beat them 2-0 in the first round. Went on to play against Orange County SC, which is like the Levas little brothers. They beat them in pens, and then they knocked out Las Vegas Lights, right?
Yeah.
Which is a team that was coming in. They're the darlings of the cup, right? Just because they have a lot of crazy shit going on around that team, so there's a lot of eyes on them. But they ended up beating them 5-3, which wasn't even a close game. I heard they were actually no. You know what? I heard it was a tight game. I heard it was like a 2-2 game, and then they just kind of exploded and scored 3 goals in the last 10 minutes or something like that. So. Yeah. We play Orange County FC. Again, it's not a team that's supported or it's not a team that's aligned with another MLS team. It's just a,
My boy plays for them.
Does he?
Yeah, he's one of the ones that scored a penalty.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, not knocking on your boy, but it's that type of club, right? It's not a club that's backed by major companies or a major sponsor to bring them out. They have
fuck my boy.
But they have a lot to prove, though, right? Imagine they knocked out the Golden State Force. They knocked out Orange County SC. They knocked out Las Vegas Lights. Imagine them knocking out LA Galaxy. They have a lot to play for.
Shit.
Right? I think they have a lot to play for, a lot to win and nothing to lose, pretty much. Right? Because I think
we lose 2-0.
Oh my God! Could you stop? We're not even there yet. We're not even there yet.
Shit, my bad.
So I think it's gonna be interesting. Because I think they'll come in, balls to the walls and trying to make a statement. What do you guys' thoughts?
Honestly, I think it's not going to be a close game. We're going to go in there and demolish this team.
Oh, don't say that,
Oh
dog.
shit, then we're gonna lose.
Yeah,
Hell
don't say
we're
that,
gonna
man. Don't say that. Like every time we've talked about Colorado and the Reds.
Fire GPS. Fire GPS.
Demolish this team.
Oh my God, I'm not comfortable with you saying that, man. Masa, what you think, baby?
I don't know how to feel about this game.
Right?
To be honest, like it's a weird one for me. I don't necessarily feel confident, and I don't necessarily feel too bad about it.
There's too many players on the Galaxy that deserve a shot, that need to prove a point, and I think this is that game for them.
Well, we could only play 5 internationals, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. Hey, full disclosure, I've never watched an Orange County FC match in my life.
Dog.
Neither have I.
You know what I mean? Full disclosure. So I'm only saying this based on their run at the U.S. Open Cup and the fact that they're a small team playing a big ass team. So
I caught the game against
hear that
Orange
big
County.
ass team. LA Galaxy, big ass team. Hell yeah.
the
I
biggest
caught the
team in
game
the country,
against-
though.
I caught the game against OC. They shouldn't have won that game at all.
Oh no.
Nah, I didn't catch the Las Vegas game, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's not even fair. It's not even an MLS team, let alone a third division team.
Well, Manny from the Manny Outlaws, Manny said Sunday League team question mark. I mean, if they're down to throw hands, then yeah, for sure, Sunday League team for sure.
Oh, Angel Macho Camacho ass.
Yeah, hell yeah, Macho Camacho, Don Ramon. Damn, I got all these nicknames.
All right.
63-0 according to Eddie Nag News. That means we're losing 63-0, guys. That's what Eddie from Nag News said.
All
He
right.
says that. Never
He
mind. I
said
don't
we're
trust him.
losing. Yeah.
You don't trust them?
No.
All right. So let's talk about lineups, right? And I don't even know where to start with lineups because we do have a restriction. We can only play 5 internationals or 6 internationals. What is it?
5
5 internationals, right? So.
and the whole roster, not even like.
Oh yeah,
9.
right. So we have 6 internationals in the 18-man roster we turn in. What are we thinking?
Zubac up top. Zubac hat trick.
I don't see that happening. But all right,
I think David Bingham starts.
yeah, right. I mean, he's
in
a
the back. Because it's 5, because it's gonna be 5 that we're gonna have to play with. That are not in those roles. I'm gonna say, Steris starts and Romney starts as center backs.
Helio Arce?
Not
Huh?
Helio Arce?
No, I think Polenta is gonna be bench. I mean, well, bench probably if that. You know what? Actually, George, that makes sense. THA and Steris is center backs, and then Romney left back. Right back, Araujo's back, so I think he plays to give him his minutes because he didn't even play at all with the national team.
Nope.
So I say he plays there. I think that takes care of your defense with all American players or MLS eligible players. American.
American,
It's the
yeah.
US Open Cup.
Yep,
Yeah, it's
yep.
the US Open Cup. In the midfield, I think is probably where you do have to get a little creative. I'd say Perry Kitchen does get the start just because he's also American. He can plug right in there.
Corona. He's
I'm gonna
American.
say Joe Benny Corona too because he is
Yeah.
American and talent and can definitely do that. I say Juninho because Juninho has been a constant starter with Galaxy 2 over the last couple games. So I'd say he goes there. In that role. The wings. This is where I'm gonna say because again also American. It makes sense to put what's his name? Chris Pontius and Emma. Actually now that I think about it, this is a decent squad. Emma Bote on the other wing, and then I could see Subak playing up top. And that's
Well,
probably my lineup.
I think
Mostly
we'll see-
Americans. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only international you have in your squad right now is Juninho.
Junie, yeah. And even then, he has a green card, no?
Maybe, you might have it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that's. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, and then you can have the other 5 as your bench, like whatever plays. I mean, Polenta. You guys already mentioned Polenta. I mean, who else am I missing right now? That can. You know what? We didn't mention Alvarez. Alvarez could be out there. Cuello could be out there. Those 3 guys will probably be on the bench. Carrasco would be a waste to have right now. Why would he even be there? Who else do you guys think would probably be running
well,
the bench?
Carrasco's American too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that makes sense. Leave him there, and I don't know, like, whoever the 5th person would be.
Listen,
on the bench.
I think I don't. The only thing I don't like about your lineup, I don't think. Well, never mind. Maybe Junie comes in and creates something, but he I feel we lack a little creativeness in the midfield. But maybe we bring in Fabio instead of fucking Emma, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if I see Zlatan playing.
No.
Nah, you bugging on that one.
Okay,
Rojas
listen.
already said no.
He's out.
Rojas not even here.
It's confirmed
What are you talking
though.
about? It's confirmed. Rojas did a thing today.
This morning.
He actually did say he was gonna leave right after, most likely after the Galaxy US Open Cup game.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So you confirmed he's out.
So He
He's
confirmed
out.
that
He's not playing.
they're gonna give him some rest to fix some things like
I
rest.
Well, what's our deal on Legit? Has anyone said anything about Legit? If he's ready or not? But even then, I say don't play him. I say don't play him. But I'm just curious to know if we've heard anything on Legit.
he's dead.
Yeah,
He died.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
He died.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Rip. He died.
Rip. All right.
Yeah, and that's how we're gonna get Pavon because he died. All right, listen. I want to see a run at the fucking US Open Cup. So I'm hoping we go out here and smash. But let's listen. Let's hear some. Let's hear some predictions. What are you guys thinking?
4-0 Galaxy.
63-0 Galaxy.
Yep, that sounds good too.
I back you up, Eddie. Just because you backed me up in the fight. Hell yeah.
Masa, what you got?
3-0 Galaxy.
Yeah, I'll go the same. 3-0 Galaxy. I don't know who scores that. I'm not even sure.
I don't care
lineup.
who scores.
But I think with
We
3-0.
should.
I don't even know who plays.
Zlatan hat trick.
Yeah, just shut me
Bingham
down.
Patrick.
Own goal hat trick.
No.
Put Bingham as a forward.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Daniel Steres, all 3 goals. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What else? Do we have anything else going on in Galaxy in this slow week? Anything to talk
Shit.
about?
I forgot to get all the news, but yeah, I think that's that.
I think that's that. All right. Listen. So the Spain Eric sent us a question. A little, a couple.
Así vas a estar.
Así vas a
Así
estar.
vas a estar.
What he sent? Like maybe like a month ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was a while back.
He
Lots
said-
of time.
He sent us a month ago. But all right. So the question is your all-time starting 11, right? And it's like world starting 11.
All right. So full disclosure, though, can we listen? Wait, this is a Galaxy podcast for sure.
So
This
that's what I'm
is
saying.
A
Hold on.
little bit. This is a little bit out of our norm here.
That's what I was saying. So
All right.
one of the reasons why we decided not to do it is because it's not necessarily on brand to our podcast, right? Because we usually just talk about LA Galaxy. But we had a slow week. There was not a lot of movement, so we decided to answer the question today. And we're gonna give it a crack at our all-time starting 11, world starting 11. We all kind of use starting 11 and just build up a squad that we think is the best starting 11 all time.
Also put the disclosure in that
Disclaimer.
that we got to pick players that we physically we saw play. We didn't see them through video.
Yeah.
Like YouTube videos. So like Pelés, Maradona's type of.
Well, I saw
players.
Maradona. I saw Maradona. Right? Chill.
saw Pelé.
Chill. I saw Maradona. I didn't see Pelé. I saw Maradona. So chill. All right, back the fuck up. All right. Let's get into this. Cool. On screen we have George's World 11, and let me hide these things real quick. Give me 1 second. George, you want to go through your
Yes, sir.
starting 11, and
I had Iker Casillas as my goalie. It was between him and Buffon. That one was a little hard for me. Puyol and John Terry. I just fuck with Puyol in the back, even though he was a Barca player. Ashley Cole on the left and Roberto Carlos on the right. Iniesta and Zidane in the middle. Ronaldinho in front of him. Messi and CR on the wings, kind of wingers, and then the real Ronaldo up top.
Fat Ronaldo top. That's
Mhm.
tight.
Hell yeah.
You guys any comments on this?
I really wanted Zidane, but
Same.
if I'm talking about a squad, the chemistry between my replacement for Zidane and Iniesta is no brainer. If I'm talking about the squad that I put together, right?
Yeah.
You had Iniesta too?
Yeah, I definitely had Iniesta in there.
So that's it. Let's go to Angel. Angel, let's talk about yours real quick. Walk us through it.
Yeah.
All right, so mine.
Hey, we're kind of close, friend.
Yeah, it is. So I similar to George, I was on that bubble with Casillas. I said obviously I went Buffon, Puyol. Listen, I'm by default I'm a defender, so there's a bunch of defenders that I have a hard on for. I mean, honorable mentions to Maldini, to Nesta, a whole bunch of Cafu, Rudy mentioned them earlier, and a whole bunch of other players that. Sanetti's not even in my lineup. Players that I was like, fuck, and it got a little complicated at first, because these are all people that I actually saw play, and they were inspirations to my little self when I thought I was going to be taller, but that obviously never happened. So obviously Puyol, Cannavaro, Lam, Roberto Carlos. Reason those guys is, to me, they were very important to their respective teams' World Cups when they won their World Cups, and their clubs. They at some point they were all captains. I mean. Lam was a captain of Germany, Puyol captain of Spain, Roberto Carlos, if I'm mistaken, was a captain for Brazil too, right? Could be. I don't remember. But, Buffon, obviously, captain of Italy. So these are all captains, are all leaders. And if I have 5 leaders in my back line.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, and World Cup champions, and these guys in Cannavaro, because you know I got Eddie called me Cannavaro one time, so you know, so and then in the midfield, you know, we talk about chemistry again because we talk about our own players, right? So if I'm talking about my starting 11, if I'm a coach and I can pick whoever the hell I want these 3 guys as my midfielders: Xavi, Iniesta, and Ronaldinho. Look, Xavi, Iniesta, they didn't just do it with Barcelona; they also did it with
Spain.
their country.
Yep.
You know, they won a Euro Cup, they won a World Cup, you know, and they did it paired together. That chemistry. Look, as much as I love Zidane. Like, I love Zidane as a player, and you know, the headbutt, man, especially if he's a baldy, I have a sweet spot for him. But in terms of a squad, Xavi, Iniesta, that pairing, holy shit! And then just add Ronaldinho into that. Look, Ronaldinho is just, to me,
90% possession with this squad right here, fool.
Yeah,
90% possession with this squad.
Fuck, you know, just Dino's just something else to me. I mean, that's honestly the player that I remember the most vivid and just falling in love with and wishing I was like him. You know, just everything. But and then everything else is kind of default. I mean, you have to, if you, I mean, I'm not saying if you don't, but most people I think would have a Messi and Ronaldo in some form, in some shape or form, and their all-time 11. Just coming, look, Messi and Ronaldo, I don't cheer for either or. I'm not against either or. I legit think they're both the best players in the world right now. Well, you know, at least during their respective eras, they have been. They deserve to be in the starting 11. Then Ronaldo up top broke my heart because I was telling Rudy before we all jumped on, I was really gunning for Henry, man. You know, obviously I have a sweet spot for him because, you know, being an Arsenal supporter, and that's when I started watching Arsenal and that was a bunch of shit. But fuck, man, that fat Ronaldo, damn, he's just just a monster, man, just a monster. And that's my squad.
Phenomenal, man. That was beautiful.
That's my squad. I hope you guys like my squad, guys.
And then who do we have next? We got Masa. Masa, you got your squad. I like your squad too. Your squad is talk about it.
I just basically put players that I like. Like, I didn't put anyone that I think was. Obviously, I wanted to throw Henry in there, but I like Piojo Lopez better. It's just me. Cafu, Godin is the GOAT. Maldini's the GOAT. De Gea, I had to put him in. Atleti boys as fuck. Diogo Godin too. Niño Torres is the reason why I like Atleti, so he's my striker through and through. Stevie G, I think box to box, that fool was one of the best.
Yeah, I don't
ever.
I don't know about that one.
Even though the Galaxy, he didn't do shit, but when it came to leadership on the field, dog, for Liverpool, top notch, dog. Juanpi, Zanetti, hell yeah, fool, all day, dog. And then I like my teams to bite, so I think Edgar Davids, dog, that will take anybody out. Yeah. And going forward, it was between Stevie G.
You can have someone. Oh man, that's funny.
It was either it was gonna be Troller or Stevie G, dog, but I think Stevie G was just a complete midfielder like Davids too, because Davids could push up.
Yeah, he had speed. He had the tackle. He had passes. I mean,
he had everything.
He was complete. Total football, right? He was Netherlands as fuck.
Yeah.
I loved him too, man. And he had the swag with the glasses, man. I can never forget that. You remember when the T90s came out? And he was in all the commercials with his fucking dress just kind of like everywhere.
Yeah, and he just put him on like those glasses.
Yeah, sick ass food. I remember that a lot. That's dope, though.
Ronaldinho to me is the best player I've ever watched play. Period.
Damn, Masa, I love you, dog.
Over anybody.
He's the epitome of fucking of creativity, dog. When it came to football, like that guy, just he's so creative. I love him.
Damn, Batistuta or what?
And
El Rey León.
I didn't get to watch so much Batistuta, so.
Well, that's because he played for a team that was whatever.
And then Cristiano Ronaldo, to me, gets the edge over Messi. That was a tough one for me.
Wow.
It's international tournaments to me that puts you on my team, and he's done it twice recently, so I'll take him.
Yeah. I mean, Messi's lost 2 finals. He's been there, but he's lost 2 finals.
Yeah, that's cool. But
I'm not knocking on this at all. I mean, I think anybody would take this. You know what I mean? Anybody would take this club. And then it's, I guess mine. Listen, I'm gonna start off with Oliver Kahn. You guys remember from Germany? He was my. It was between him and Barthez, right? And the reason I like both of these guys is because they were like the meanest goalies in the fucking world, dog. You know what I mean?
I think Barthez was more mean though. If they're going with that.
Dog, you seen? Just look at. Legit, dog. Like fucking Khan would come out, get the ball, and then push somebody just for no fucking reason. He wasn't even close to the ball. He just go run at him and push. He was just angry all the time, dog. Like, and and he always yelled. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed when we play, like I yell a lot. I don't shut up at all. And that was one thing that Khan just always did for me. And he always led his team from the back, and I loved him. One of my favorite goalies of all time. So I had to put him in there.
Damn.
Puyol and Maldini, dog. Like, come on. Puyol was like, if there's a player that can motivate a team, it was Puyol, dog. You know what I mean? And he was like 90 minutes back and forth all the fucking game. I loved him. As a center back, he's back and forth, so I loved him. Maldini, same thing.
Me, Loki.
But you wild, though. You're wild. Like, he was composed. You're wild, dog. Maldini, too, though. Like, Maldini is another guy who he had in the back. You know, you can go nowhere near there. Roberto Carlos, dog. Like, I'll never forget that Copa America fucking. No, I'm not. It was what was it? His fucking his ridiculous curve with his left foot that went around the wall like 4 times and came back in.
All right, against France, no?
Was it? Yeah, it was against France. It was
against France.
Yeah, so like you know, what I mean? And plus like that guy, like again, boss, right, up and down the field. Cafu, dog. Remember Cafu '94? Like Jesus Christ, man, monster as a guy. Verón, dog. Brujita Verón, dog. If you guys ever seen Brujita Verón, that guy was fucking. Put him in front of defense, though. Man, he could distribute the ball. He could close down ball. Like, yeah, one of my all-time favorite players.
You know his birthday is only. You know his birthday is only 3 days after mine. He's March 9th.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
He was at Estudiantes?
Yeah, Estudiantes.
Estudiantes. He was in my running too, really.
Yeah.
I thought about him.
Verón to me was like I loved him. I had to do Iniesta and Ronaldinho because it was Iniesta or I mean it was Ronaldinho or Xavi, but I had to do Ronaldinho because like I was saying in your guys' squad, like his creativity for me was just amazing, and he always played with a smile. You know what I mean? Like he's always smiling when he's playing.
He's always happy.
I love that shit, dog. And then
I wonder
Iniesta,
what that's like.
and then Iniesta, dog. Come on, you know Iniesta, like legit, like you can never take the ball away from him. You can find a pass like anywhere, dog. So that Cristiano and Messi. Listen, they're the best players I ever seen play. Both of them, and I can't. Messi has all the soccer skills. Ronaldo's he's just a ridiculous.
See, Ronaldo's a full-on
specimen.
Athlete.
Yeah, he's a specimen, dog. Yeah,
athlete. He's the ultimate athlete for sure.
Yeah, and then Henry. You know, I had to go Henry because Henry was a monster too. Like he used to just glide. He used to just glide and just move defenders off the way, dog. You know what I mean? He was finisher, dog. Like so.
Chulo.
I had to put him in there. Yeah.
Red Bull's on me, right?
That's psych.
Hold up. Even with
Red Bull's on me.
even Red Bull already was up.
Yeah.
Not chill.
Red Bull's on
But
me.
he wasn't better than Cuauhtemoc Chicago Fire.
True. That's true too.
Accurate.
El Niño Futbolista, yeah, because he's from Rosario. No, he's not from Rosario. He's from. No, he's been Independiente his whole life, huh? Laurita Verón?
I don't know.
He's been Estudiantes his whole life, no?
I don't know. I remember seeing
I think he's
the
talking about one
menu.
of his tattoos on his calf.
His tattoos.
Oh, gotcha.
He's over here looking at pictures so he can say that he knows.
Yo, but I you know there's a lot of players missing that are like to have. You know what I mean?
Hard.
There's a lot of players. That
Well,
are
it
missing.
wasn't hard for me because I'm biased as fuck. I put players I like. They all have a meaning for me. Like De Gea, fucking. That's when Atleti turned the shit around. De Gea was coming up.
Nino Torres
Fucking
shouldn't have been
fucking-
there.
What you mean?
What the fuck you talking
Yeah,
about?
what you mean, dog? Nino Torres, dog. Before he went to Chelsea, everything before Chelsea, dog. Nino Torres was a beast, dog. And then I
I
don't
put
know.
it over Nino Torres.
I thought it was nice too, though.
Yeah.
Well, if you ask the Barcelona fans, they'll tell you that with Chelsea, Nino Torres is still their beast.
Yeah, it's accurate
Daddy.
too.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
All right, yo. Dope.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yeah, man. That was really dope. It went down fucking memory lane. I was trying not to date myself. I was gonna put some other players in there that nobody heard of before.
Pele? You're about to put Pele.
I never saw Pele, but you know what I mean. All right. Did we get questions?
Questions?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
5 questions.
Let me.
You know what I mean? We're still fucking up big, bro. I think the score's gonna be 2-0 Galaxy.
I mean, we did better than I expected.
Fuck San Jose.
Fuck Levels FC. Fucking G's are gonna be coming on top, right?
All right. George, hit us with some straight from the fans questions.
All right, for sure. Starting off, we have Osman. If Junior don't play tomorrow by the time you get hear this or live on Wednesday, then for sure there's some beef against Brazilians and Argentinians. Wow, good shit.
That's right.
I think he'll play.
Hey, listen, I can't confirm or deny that Osman was one of the few people that didn't mention that to me. I can't confirm or deny that.
Didn't he have like a concussion or something like that?
Yeah.
That wasn't mentioned or something like that?
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He
No,
did.
it just
He
didn't come
did.
out on the news or something like that. That's why he was out for like a
Yeah.
long time.
Yep.
Junie did.
All right, well, this motherfucker lied to me in my face then. So
Who?
fuck Juninho then. Juninho. So I saw him at the Team LA store before I left to Vegas. And I asked him, yo, like, what's going on? Just very brief conversation. Like, oh, I'm just waiting for my chance. Hey, I'm not getting my chance. Just waiting for my chance. And that was it.
Interesting. Yeah, but, or like I said, it might be a cover up, right? But reports did come out that he had a head injury or something like that. I don't know. All right.
Headache from the bullshit they's putting up with.
All right. CJD. How did you guys come up with the name Straight from the Stands? That's a good question.
I don't even remember.
We had
Remember that?
a bunch of bullshit, no? Prior to Straight from the Stands, we had a bunch of bullshit. But at the end of the day, like it's really, the name is really what we are, right? We're supporters who are in the stands, and we talk shit like we're in the stands, right? There's a lot of different avenues that they report a lot better than we do, but we call it how we see it with a lot of bullshit in between. Straight from the stands.
I mean, I can't confirm I'm the one that came up with the name, but you guys just want to admit that shit. Fuck you guys. Go look through all the archives, bitch. Go look through all the archives. I remember this shit vividly.
Yeah.
But fuck you.
I was
That's
just
fine.
about to say Rudy came up with it because he's a dictator, and
He
we had
did
to
it.
go with it.
Okay.
But that's how we came up. See, you're starting problems out here asking that type of question. What's wrong with you?
MLG Cheesy, it's hot food. Where's Michi guy? You need him.
Oh, so Michi guy. Oh, hold on. Let me read this. Let me read this right quick. Hold up. So, I got breaking news about Michi guy. Rudy, put that breaking news drop.
Wow.
Breaking news. Confirmed. Michi guy for 9:15. Tell the hoochies.
Jesus.
Boom.
9:15. Who meet you guys back? There you go, cheesy.
Confirmed. Michi guy for 9:15. That's September 15 for the tailgate that we're gonna be having, the celebrating Central American and Mexican independence. Tell the hoochies.
We're gonna
tell the hoochies. Michi guy.
We're gonna be selling $10 Polaroids with Michi guy for $10. So
Yeah, for real. So tell all the hoochies, guys. Tell the hoochies.
all right.
All right, let's go. Next question is from Liz Avila 99. How serious is GBS taking the Open Cup?
We'll find out. I guess Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, so I have a question. Do you guys know we still get a berth for Champions League with that?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Listen, I don't know. They've always changed. I recall that they've changed it in the past where they have had it and they haven't. If that is the case, I imagine that we are going to take it seriously because, listen, we're going to play. Technically, it is a meaningless tournament coming up later this year with it's from 4 Mexican sides and 4 sides from the MLS.
What is it? The Leagues Cup?
The Leagues Cup. The intention of that cup is essentially to be the Europa League version or the Sudamericana version of the tournaments, right? So the teams that don't qualify for the Champions League essentially go to that tournament. That's what they're trying to push for that. Obviously, it's something that the MLS is, just North American leagues in general are obviously pushing for. So if you ask me, it seems like GPS wants to go that route because he wants Champions League, and the fact that ISP wants Champions League, if you're trying to get into Champions League, you're trying to win this if you can. Because realistically speaking, right now, this is probably what looks more clear. Because right now, at least in terms of paths, because our regular season right now is a fucking roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want something like, hey, this is a clear cut, just win these games.
What is it? 5 games you have to win, right? It's 5 games.
Whatever it is that they have to win these games, and boom, you're back in Champions League.
Yep. And let me get one in here from YouTube. Lupita Morales says, "Will Rolf stay in the international team if he's injured?" Do you guys know when
injured?
Well, he had the injury, right? Do you guys know when they have to turn in the rosters for Copa America?
He's in the 23-man squad.
Is he in 23? Okay, so yeah,
The coach said that he was gonna not let him play friendly, so he could be ready for the beginning of the Copa America.
There you go.
He's
So
in the 23-man roster.
So we have that. And hold on, there's one more I wanted to bring up. And let me know if you want to answer this after in the ECB news. But Eddie from the Nag Boys says, "Will the supporters meet up before the game? Will the supporter meet up before the game be a tailgate tradition?" That shit was lit. I missed it. I missed that.
Oh yeah.
How was
That shit
that?
was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I see the
Angel,
videos.
oh no.
Angels.
So Angel was in Vegas, and now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. So
I saw you guys
kinda-
though live.
All right, so I was on the grass, and then everyone started running out. I was like, "Oh hell yeah, it's about to be a fight!" And then I just noticed people looking at each other. I'm like, "What the fuck is this? Just start fighting already!" And I walked down, and I noticed it was Lars, and then like everyone walked together, then just started chanting. That shit was pretty cool.
Yeah. It looked dope.
Yeah.
It looked dope. You know anywhere if that's gonna be a thing or not?
They're trying to.
Yeah.
Trying to make it a thing. I mean, and this is something, I give credit to Lars because they came up to us about that, and essentially it's something they're trying to push. The first time they tried doing it was, I think, 2 games ago, but honestly it was kind of like on the fly, it was just like on the fly, and some of us in leadership weren't even there yet. Like I got there like literally 20 minutes before kickoff, so it's like, oh, I mean, yeah, we could try it, but it was like a game where I think people were going in early. I forget. Point is, we scrapped it and we made it for another game, and it was supposed to be that game, but I kind of dropped the ball on that, so oops.
It looked good though. Like on social media, it looked good.
It was dope.
But yeah, I hope it sticks. I mean, listen, I've always said that like we need the energy before we go into games. You know what I mean? I always wanted like the chance before we go into games, the drum something before we go into the game. So if this is that version of it, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll be pretty honest.
Angel, you got called out in the group
Yep.
chat that it wasn't Lars. It was
On
actually
the
Kurt.
chat, it said false. It was Kirk that got both groups together. Shout out to Kirk.
Actually, it's not false. John Boy and other people and Lars actually came up to me. That's why I said that I dropped the ball. That's why I said, oops. And yes.
Ooh, see,
Yeah.
there's,
I'll own
So
it.
next
It was my
week, let's just have Karina and Angel fight each other on the podcast.
I'm down.
Listen, I'm not trying to fight Karina because I'm trying to make sure that she comes back next year. I'm working different angles here. I'm starting that's one of the reasons. Oh, there you go. That's one of the reasons why I didn't push. I'm trying to start a civil war with Lars so Karina can stick around.
Oh yeah, the future female.
Shout out to President Karina. All right, cool. What else we
I
got?
can't deny that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have her in the podcast soon.
All right. Don asked the same thing about GBS, and then Eddie Nag asked if Galaxy signed Pavon, does the Close have the biggest eggplant in the MLS?
Yeah.
I think as of now he does.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. If he gives me Pavon,
Even at 50%.
yeah, it's a bad investment, but I'll take it now. Yeah, that's it. Nothing from Twitter. That's it. Damn, you guys were lighting us today, huh? Shady. All right, I see how you guys are. Just fucking joy. Hey, appreciate all the fucking questions. And keep us going. Angel, do we have any ACB news? ACB any plugs? ACB plugs?
ACB news.
No, ACB plugs.
ACB
Plugs.
news.
No. Plugs. Yo. We're gonna get copyright infringement. ACB plugs. Remember that too.
No, well, just other than if you still have so obviously there's a lot of season ticket members that I imagine season ticket members that listen to this. If you still haven't, get us your tickets because there's still people that are trying to go to the U.S. Open Cup game.
I need one.
Yeah, so we definitely have that. As of earlier today, there were 4 buses left for San Jose for the same day bus. 4 seats
buses
left.
left.
I mean, not buses. My bad. Listen, I'm starting to sweat. It is getting hot up in this bitch. You guys, George and Rudy, you guys are right. It's starting to get hot, like really fucking hot. Like I'm over here sweating. Like, ooh. And then we mentioned Michi guy and bringing the hoochie. Is like, ooh, okay. No, but serious shit. There's 4 seats left for the same day bus and 10 seats left for the overnight bus. We're gonna cut the link down this week for sure. We're gonna post tomorrow in the morning. We're gonna post the final graphic, and it's gonna be sold out by the end of the week for sure. So again, over for sure. This time is over 400 people heading up to San Jose. So I can't confirm or deny. It's gonna be Tiempo de Vals on the bus. There's gonna be Vals on the bus. There's gonna be Caballo Dorado on the bus. It's gonna be keg stand. Oh no keg stands. Because we're gonna have a keg this time. We're gonna have coolers with a whole bunch of beer. But there's definitely be shots when you go pee and there's a bunch of other stuff. So same mode.
Damn, dog. I'm so happy I'm catching the plane.
I'm wearing a diaper though. Fuck that. I ain't taking no shots.
Oh, you ain't taking no shots, but you make Rooney take shots.
Yeah, I said I'm not taking shots. I make other people take shots. Not me though. You know what I mean? I'm old. I don't do that shit no more. All right. Before we sign off, we did have a dope interview yesterday. Nope. I'm not even gonna say dope interview. Angel, put your headphones on. You gotta talk about this real quick. We had an interview yesterday. Hold on. I'll set you up so you can do it. I'll set you up so you can run with it.
No, we have another thing that we gotta cover before I get to the
Galaxy history.
Yeah, Galaxy history. Because Galaxy history is the last thing that we're gonna do, right?
Yeah, then go for it. I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna go into that.
A question from last week from LA Native.
What was it?
It wasn't LA Native. It was from I forget who it was. I'll tell you right now. Here, let me read the question again. Remember the question that you guys asked me who asked the question?
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about that
This is
then.
about to get good.
Yeah. So this is
let me
I imagine some people are probably waiting for this. So
You're the only one who's ready for it to talk
All right.
about it.
actually, I wasn't. I completely forgot. I just remembered it right now. I didn't even write notes down for this. Okay, let me read. Let me see where is it exactly.
Pure raw emotion. I like it. So for the context, last week we got a question that Angel read that was a little, I wouldn't say controversial, but we said it was going to take quite some time, especially with Angel trying to answer it, because my boy has to get the context, everything's.
One person answered. One person answered it. One person answered it. So, do you have a question ready, or should we just paraphrase it?
Looking for it. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. If you think you have enough info to make this interesting, can you provide an update on North End for next year? Yes, I can. Also, your thoughts on new SGs forming. Let me start off with the update for North End, and then before I get myself into the comments about new supporter groups, joining, I want to hear from you guys, right? Because you guys are in different. I mean, we're all on the same side, but you guys might see things a little bit different than I do. In terms of the North End will have safe standing next year. That is a guarantee, and it's going to happen. By the time that this podcast is out in terms of streaming, we may already have had our meeting. So I don't know if this is breaking news or not. And, point is, it's not a secret. People already know. I know that people already know. I found out that other people already know. There's going to be 4 sections for sure that are going to be standing section. 4 sections. That's going to be 120, 121, 122, and 123. There could be a potential option for 2 additional sides, which would obviously be 119, and then will be the other one like 125. Is that what it would be? 124? Whatever it would be. 124. As potential add-ons for safe standing if the demand meets that. That being said, it's kind of already been somewhat of an agreement. I'm not going to say agreement because we're still in very early stages with our friends over in Galaxians, but as of right now, in terms of the North End, yes, we're going to have safe standing. ACB is going to have 121 and 122, right? That's our norm? Yeah, that's usually what we do. It's right behind the goal. Yep. That's going to be ACB. Galaxians are going to come right over next to us, and they're going to be 123. And then 120, it's going to be, I guess for wide open, right? Which is what we're going to get to in a few seconds. There's a few other additions that are going to happen to the North End. For a lot of you guys, if you guys, back in the day when it was still called Home Depot Center and even still at some point StubHub Center, we had the grass berm. Shit was beautiful, right? So, we used to do the picnics. Remember, there were still videos. I found some videos. Yeah, I found videos when we were rolling down the hill like dumbasses. I found some videos the other day. So, that's going to come back. There's going to be grass for sure back in the in the grass. It's actually going to be a grass berm now. And they have some other ideas for renditions that that they're that they want to do with the North End. So it looks cool in terms of what they want to do. For additional bars and back to the grass, where they're going to remove those additional seats up of ACB. But yes, safe standing, 4 sections, per our most recent discussion.
Can't wait for that.
With that being said, as I mentioned, 121, 122 is going to be ACB. That leaves 120 open. 120 essentially is going to be with the idea of any potential upcoming supporter groups or just people that want to come over to the North End in general, right? In general. Now, you guys have heard there's been quite a few different supporter groups that have most recently came into the mix, or at least in terms of conversations. To name a few that have been thrown out there is obviously Galaxy Outlaws, our friend here, Manny, who's always joining in on our stuff. Also, Galaxians had some group break off from them, which that's a whole different story that we can get into some other time. That are going to be called Galaxy Outpost 96 or something like that. There's obviously the other one. If you guys are on social media quite a bit, at least on Twitter, you'll see that there's a potential group called Angelino Empire, which is essentially a whole bunch of guys from the Inland Empire. And then there's obviously the Ghost Ultra guys. And most recently, from what I've noticed, there's a potential other group that seems to be a spin-off from ACB. I really don't know, man, and we can get to that in a few minutes. What is it? Locura, Angelina? Is that what it's called? Something like that, right?
So, I don't know. Yeah, some barra brava.
So, right, son barra brava. So, essentially, if I'm not mistaken, those will hypothetically be assuming that they meet the minimum requirements, right? That's required to be a supporter group. All those groups are supposed to be on the north end.
Yep.
Did I miss anyone? Obviously, I didn't mention Lars because Lars is going to stay in 138. They're going to keep doing their thing. I actually had a conversation with their president last week. I think it was like Thursday, Friday. Good conversation. We talked about a lot of shit going on. Boom, boom. The point is, Lars is still staying over on their side. Mm-hmm. Before I say what I have to say, right, and in my thoughts, Rudy, I want to hear from you first, because you tend to be a little bit more composed than George when it comes to these type of conversations. George speaks with a lot of emotion, so I want to feed off of George, not off of Rudy. Let me hear.
Okay. No, listen, so
hold on, Masa, you have nothing to say, right? Because you said we have to say last week. You're done.
I'm done.
All right, so Rudy, let me hear what you have to say.
Listen, so let me start off by saying I had a long conversation with Manny with the Outlaws last home game. Really dope. And I appreciate what Manny's doing with the Outlaws, right? So the Outlaws are, in this from the conversation I have, Manny is just a group of homies. They want their thing, but don't really like. They want their own group, but they kind of like they're an extension to almost the ACB, right? They follow our chants. They just want to support their own way with their own group, and I can appreciate that, right? It's just a bunch of homies. They have a big enough group that they want to almost, branch out, and I can appreciate that. And the fact that, listen, these guys are putting in work because they come in really early to secure their spot in front of 122. And they're there and they put in work. Like, they're always chanting. If you just look over to our section next to us, they're always putting in work. Every time we throw out streamers, and I'm throwing out streamers, I make sure to throw some at their end, because they're really putting in work, and I appreciate that, right? Like I said, I've been around ACB since 2008, and it was like 10 rows deep, right? So I know the struggle of dealing with all the bullshit that comes along with starting something new, and I can appreciate that. Where I have a problem is when not even a problem, it just kind of irks me a little bit, is when new groups come out and say they want to do something new, and when they talk about what they want to do, they pretty much say what ACB already does, right? And that one right there kind of like that irks me, because it's like you're not making sense. If what you're saying you want to do and what you're about is already present, then it's a different motive that you want to do a support group for. And that's what I don't understand. Like, I'm gonna single them out. La Barra Brava was talking about they want to bring us a more South American or Latino style. Mm-hmm. Fuck you mean? You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of what we do, right?
And
that's a lot of what
that's
ACB
mostly
does.
what Galaxians does too.
Exactly.
So they already do that.
Yeah. So like, and these are there, right? The motive is different. And that's what I don't understand. I don't want to say I don't want to say anything, because I haven't had a conversation with them like I have with Manny, and I understand the Outlaws now. So from my perspective, it seems like a lot of clout chasing going on, because they know there's the new standing section, and they've seen what the levels are doing, and now everyone wants to mimic that. And that right there kind of irks me, right? And I'm saying this without having a conversation with none of these guys. So if I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to have a conversation with me. And plus, it's just me. I ain't shit. It's just my voice. So don't get too offended by it, because I'm just talking nonsense, right? But that's how I see it from my perspective.
Listen, and we mentioned this a few times, right? Yes, I'm in leadership right now, but it's, at the end of the day, being in a leadership role, it's just a representation of what the extended group wants, right? George's been there forever. Rudy's been there forever. Masa's been there forever. So there's really it's just the title have to be there in front of the front office, right? But we all have, like, we talk to each other every single day. Yeah. We all know what's going on. There's no secrets between all of us. We know what's going on. So when Rudy says what he's saying, it's not just another voice. No, this is someone that you put in so much work for this group, and not just the group, for the Galaxy. It's not just saying, oh, hey, I'm just someone. No, it has weight behind it. But before I start getting emotional here and speaking my mind, George, let me hear what you got to say.
I think Rudy hit it perfectly when he said that a lot of the reasons why we're hearing that these supporters are branching off are things that we're already doing. And in my if I'm thinking about it, and we're thinking about the future. In the future, we want one voice. So how is that voice going to sound when there's 30 different styles? I personally think that they're using that excuse to make their own group, and like Rudy said, crowd chase. But I personally think that if you're really trying to add something different to it, what's going to happen when we all need to be chanting the same songs? We all need to be doing this. We all need to be doing that. And ACB is already an established name.
Yep.
We're already established, and obviously our chants are going to be trumping. Our chants are going to trump whatever you're going to want to bring, and I don't want that. And personally, I don't want that type of vibe. But we're headed towards that way. The Galaxians are doing a really, really, really good job in integrating and saying, "Yo, we like what you guys are doing. We still want to add this," and there's conversations being had about that. Like it's not a because we're bigger type of thing, or because you guys been around longer type. It's come up with open arms, and I think the approach that all these new supporters are taking is like, we want to do something different. We think that we could do something better, and let's branch off. But in the end, we're all going to be living under the same house.
Yeah, and I mean, legit, like not more than a few yards away from each other.
Yeah. So, how are we going to look when half of the standing section is doing one thing, you guys are doing another thing, and we're all doing another thing? Let's say how it is. If you guys want to be the 32-52, which is what I personally don't want, let's say what it is. They sing one fucking song. There's one style there. Like regardless of what it is, what are you guys gonna do? Like if you want to bring English mentality, a South American mentality, a Latin mentality, like how stupid are we gonna look when when all these personalities clash into one?
Yep. Yeah. Listen.
And personally, and I want to point this at the FO too. I could understand
that agenda big time.
I could understand that sometimes it is hard to tell Angel, yo, this is what we want to do. I get that. Sometimes it is hard to talk to Karina. Sometimes it is hard to talk to the leadership of the team as a whole. Organically, when it comes to smoke, and I'll say it, when it comes to smoke, we don't want to do it. But when 10 or 15 other smaller groups are saying we want it and one big group is saying no, what do you think the FO is going to say in that case? 10 or 15 other groups wanted it, so why isn't ACB allowing this to happen? And that's personally what I don't want either. I think this is a recipe for something that's not going to be healthy in the future. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully everyone's as open as Manny is in the Outlaws. The approach that he did, I think was really well. He had a conversation. We talked about it. But still, like, I think we're all still one group. We're still all the Angel City Brigade. You have your own group, just like us. It's like we could have created a group. You get me? Like,
I mean, there's been cliques within ACB, multiple. Yeah. I mean, and I can't remember who I was having a conversation with. That even now there's still sub cliques. At some point, there was names between, like, Rudy had Shame Squad. There was the what's the name of Osman's little group?
121 Boys.
121 Boys.
Shout out 121 Boys.
And there was the APB. Oh no, it was ACPB. Was it?
Yeah, Angel City Party Brigade. Yeah.
So there's, and obviously Shame Squad and 121 Boys kind of merged, and it's like now this bigger clique, but there's still subgroups within ACB, and that's just gonna happen no matter what. But everyone, we all still identify as this supporter group, right? Because this is the team, this is the supporter group that devotes everything to the club. But I don't want to say much yet. George, anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. I don't agree with the smaller groups. I honestly, it would have looked much better if we were one big group, or two big groups, or three big groups. I think when we start branching off and we have 30 small groups that make an entity, it's not going to help. Because then you have to put 30 shit. It's hard for us to be on the same page when it comes to decision making. What makes you think that 10 other leaders are going to come into it? Yeah. You get me? Like, it's not feasible.
Before you jump on, Andrew, I just want to say one thing is like, I don't necessarily think like having new supporters or new blood or new thoughts, new ideas is a bad thing. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a bad thing at all, right? Truth be said, like ACB can't get stale before we got this new movement with the leadership coming in and out every other year. ACB could get stale. You know what I mean? As could get any group could get stale if there's not innovation, there's not new people coming in. So I don't knock new people coming in. What I'm knocking is the fact that, or the statement saying that they're bringing something new or something different, which is not the case, right? I think a better approach is, it's like what Manny's doing. Manny has his own thing. He still rocks with ACB, and I'm sure when the time comes and he wants to try something new, there's an approach there to say, hey, what about this, right? And we have that within ACB where we've seen a lot more people kind of approaching us and saying, I mean, look at that Tony with the chant, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Tony's Jam, yeah. And that was before he was a really deep part of ACB as he is now. You know, before he built our website, before he did all this shit, he came up with that chant. He shot it over to us, and you know, we talked about it with everyone.
So even if you're thinking like I want to represent myself and my homies and my clique by a certain name, I don't think that's necessarily a wrong thing. I think when you start claiming you bring something new, it's what irks me. The only thing I have a problem with is that, you know, saying, hey, we're bringing that South American flavor. Like, bro, just look. You know what I mean? Just look. Like, you know what I mean? It's there. Like, if you want to enhance that different, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Let's do something. Hey, you want to flag? You want to wave your banner? You know what I mean? With your name on it. You know what I mean? That's your call, right? But don't approach it like you're innovating something new when, you know what I mean, we're there. Right,
it's no disrespect to anyone. Like in the past,
fuck it, be disrespectful.
No. Because in the past we talked about it and people took it personal. Like it's not personal, but you have to understand if you're creating something like this, then understand there's going to be feedback. Sometimes you're not going to enjoy it. Sometimes you are going to enjoy it. But if you're creating something to think that it's going to be all merry and dandy, are you really creating it in the interest of others, or are you just trying to clout chase? In other words.
Yep. What you gotta say? Go for it, Angel. The floor is yours.
Right, we got time.
Yeah,
the floor is yours.
All right. First thing, because a lot of people have been saying, well, why don't supporter groups sit together? Why don't they stand together? I'm going to start off by saying, we covered this in the episode when we had that conversation of what happened after the meeting with Zlatan. Right? That Civil War meeting. Yeah. I have nothing but love for Andrew, for Mario, for all those guys that are over at Lars. Like I vibe with them big time. You know, I'm really cool with them. Like I text these guys often. Lars news. Yeah, but listen, the fact is they're not coming over. They don't want to be part of it. That's fine. 100%. That's fine. They've already expressed like when it comes to away games and they're gonna go deep. We'll work together when we have to LAX, and that's gonna happen when it's happened. So people are saying, well, Lars doesn't want to come over. Or ACB doesn't. Do this. No, just shut up. It's done. Done. Lars is staying 138. Let's move forward. With that being said, after that meeting, we took initiatives, we as in leadership from ACB and core members from ACB, and saying, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what we see that the FO wants to happen. Because this is the FO's agenda for sure. When, Eddie, you mentioned earlier, now fuck that, who cares about what's going on over there as in, you know, what's going on in or the Chivas side. Yeah, from our perspective, absolutely, fuck them. 100%. Like, I don't give a shit what they're doing, but our front office doesn't. Our front office has been so reactive to what they're doing. And this is fact.
And running about it too.
I love some of those guys out there. You know, some, you know, questionable, but for the most part, I do like everyone. But the whole thing behind it is they won't tell you the truth that they haven't been reactionary. They've been reactionary to every single thing. Look, I've only been in leadership here for ACB for a year and a half now, but people before me can tell you that been in these roles that they did have previous conversations with the FO about having safe standing, about doing all this bunch of shit. All things that they used to knock before, saying no. But now all of a sudden, they're okay with it. And now they're pushing this agenda where, hey, oh, you want to be in a supporter group? Well, cool. Hey, come and join. Yes, because they are pushing that agenda. We went into a meeting with them about 2-3 weeks ago when we already had previously discussed, hey, what is the procedures or what is required of a new supporter group? They had nothing. They had not a single thing. And look, I know I give Karina a lot of shit and we go, but Karina is present as fuck. She put them in straight up put them in their place. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I can, you know, essentially the conversation came around like anyone can just call it a supporter group. And what am I doing for the club? I can call it, you know, Angel City Brigade because it's Angel's group, you know, my real ACB, right? The real Angel City Brigade. But if I'm only showing up 1 or 2 games per season, but I'm an official supporter group, what am I really bringing to the North End?
Yep.
You know, and that was part of the conversation. So from there, you know, there's a bunch of other things spread out. Now, I brought that up, you know, the whole situation with Lars because, yes, we did move forward and we connected with Galaxians. with Galaxians, we've had ongoing conversations now for multiple months. As a matter of fact, earlier today, we did send it's last week we connected with them and talked about what a potential combined chant sheet might be like, right? Because they do a lot more Spanish than we do, so some type of incorporation. So that's happening. That's in the works. That's things that are already happening, and we already have a plan of how we're probably going to start executing. We have next steps. We have how we're going to do things moving forward. This is with 2 of the established groups that already exist. One that does a lot of shit in Spanish already, and one that's a hybrid that does both English and Spanish shit. Already 2 different types of flavors. Let me throw that out there. All right. With Carlisa and everyone over at Galaxians, it's been so easy to work with. Really easy. And on our end, because we all want to make this shit happen. Like when we talked about this on multiple occasions, that we expect that there's going to be other groups coming. Now, about these other groups. There, as I mentioned, there's the Outlaws. We already know Outlaws because of Manny. We've talked to Manny. We know what they're about. They're down to, bring support to the North End, and they're about it. They already do it. Like, if you don't believe that they're not doing it, come on over to 121, and then go. If you see his foot, walk over to 122, and that's them on the bottom putting in all that work. Yep. That's them right there, right? So they're already doing this shit. So kudos to them. They've earned their spot to stand with ACB and with Galaxians. And you want to call me a fucking totalitarian or a dictator, then fuck it, call it. I don't give a shit right now. That's just fact, because they're already supporting the fucking group, not when you feel like it. The other group that I'm going to talk about is the Angelino Empire guys. Mm-hmm. That group is an interesting group. That group is a mixed group. Originally, it was going to be 2 separate groups. Two or three of those main guys that are starting that are more in the Inland Empire, like the Riverside area, the Ontario area, all this bunch of area, right? A couple of them are ACB members, and we've known this. Like, they approach us and they say what they want to do, but they're not ACB like, hey, they're like us, where they're deeply involved, but it's more that they have their ACB memberships, and that's where they have their ACB tickets. But they're not really as invested in ACB as we are. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like, a couple people that I have in mind that were really about this life, right? Which we will get to in a few. Those guys approached, I reached out to them and they told me what they were about. Like, hey, really what it was? One of those guys, honestly, he told me what happened. He was at a bar one time with some of his friends. He essentially got jumped by some LAFC fans. Pissed him off. And that triggered it for him. Like, you know what? We need something to happen here in the Inland Empire that's going to be more organized. And it's true. I mean, like, I can tell you that no one from ACB leadership right now is really from out there. I mean, Kim is. But, Kim is so involved with doing things on our end. She doesn't have the time to go and start an ACB chapter out there or do all these things. And I have so much on my plate. Look, us collectively as leadership, we have so much on our plate. It's hard to go and create independent chapters in different areas. So essentially, what the Inland Empire group is, originally what it was going to be those guys in the Inland Empire, the Riverside, Ontario area. Like, it wasn't even going to be a supporter group. It's more like going to be like a group of people that they're just going to be owning everything that's happening in the Inland Empire, which is going to be a combination of Lars people, ACB people, Galaxians people, and just regular Galaxy fans. Just bring everybody together for viewing parties, for barbecues, to get together for the games. Just basically to make a community out there, similar to what the A1A people have done in the Valley, right? Yep. Exactly the same thing what the A1A people have done in the Valley, the A people want to do.
Shout out to A1A too, though.
Yeah, and it started well. They're doing great now. When I don't even want to say his name yet, but when this person from the IE people, told me about, okay, but look, we this is why I want to do all this, but I still want to do everything ACB. I'm not looking to create my own chants. I'm not looking to all this shit. We're all want to be part of the North. We want to bring, like, he already told me, like, I'm already there. Like, I'm already there every single game. I'm already supporting. It's just something that I want to create. And at that time, he wasn't even sure. Like, I don't even know if it's going to be just like a spin-off of ACB or if it's really going to be a supporter group or what's going to be. Like, honestly, I don't. So there's this other person in the IE also, in the Temecula area, that they have a whole bunch of other people, but they sit in the 103, 108. They're the Chris Seller people. They're all the Chris Seller people. So all the Chris Seller people, they've been all in that area for a while now. Like, they've had season tickets for years out there, and that's just where they've been before they decided to do a supporter group. Apparently, when they started hearing all the rumblings about the North End, like, hey, look, we're already here. We're already a group of people. Why don't we just move over there and we just become part of that and just immerse ourselves in what's going to happen? And they were all about that life. Chris mentioned this to me. Introduced me to this other guy out there, and from the Temecula area, and I'm saying, hey, you know what? There's these guys already in the Inland Empire that are doing it. Why don't you guys get together? So that's what it is now. So now the Inland Empire is essentially a combination of those different, of all those people that, mixed, right? Some people are already in that already have ACB memberships. Some are ACBs. I mean, some are season ticket members in other parts of the area. So they're already planning what they're gonna do for the future. Now, I mean, ideally, in a perfect world, they'll already be next to us, right? But I understand that they already have their tickets, and a lot of them are families. I get it. I mean, I get that, but their approach has been respectable from the beginning. It wasn't like anything at the fly. Like they've been transparent about what they want to do. They want to work with us. The whole thing has been like, hey, whatever ACB and Galaxians are doing, we just want to support you guys. That's it. Like they're not saying, oh, hey, we want to create our own shit. We want to do this. We want to do that, right? And that's that. That's into that.
It goes back to what I was saying. They just identify with their own subgroup, right? And that's respectable. I 100% get it when you identify with your own people, closer people, your closer circle, right? Like that makes sense to me. And I think, like, again, they're another group they're not coming with the stance that they're inventing something new or they're innovating something new with the supporter culture, right?
Yeah.
And
again,
I have nothing, man. Listen, and that goes across the board. Anybody listening, if you're a Galaxy fan and have any interest in joining a supporter group, and you have a group of people that you want to come with, and you identify yourself as X, whatever it is, nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Come check it out. You could be a sub part of one of these groups. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. And with that being said, it's like I haven't had follow-up conversations with the I people, so I don't know if they're going to be a subgroup of ACB.
Well, that's what.
So they may be.
Roberto Rios.
I don't know yet.
Roberto Rios on YouTube right now said the Angelino Empire is a real ACB subgroup.
All right, well, there you go.
That's
see,
confirmation of that.
That's why I threw out that that's why I said, I haven't had follow-up conversations. This is just from things that had happened before, preliminary conversations. But point is, that's happening, right? So we're going to have more people coming over, joining us on that end. The third group I want to talk about is the Galaxy Outpost group, Outpost 96. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know who these guys are, which you probably haven't, I don't want to share too much, to be respectful of the Galaxians, because the way the Galaxians were set up before had to do with numbers and, to meet their supporter status, blah, blah, blah. They essentially linked up with this group. This group apparently broke off because they didn't like how the current Galaxians are doing it, the Galaxians that we actually all know and that we think of that are sitting, in 124 right now. This other group wants to split off and wants to do their own shit, apparently. But they don't want flags. They don't want to sing. They don't want to stand. They just want to sit. But they want all the supporter privileges. Rudy, your face says it all.
That don't make no sense. What?
Right? Exactly.
So they want to have the privileges but not do anything.
Right, but they get some type of acknowledgement from the front office because they have season ticket members. So they already have some type of listen.
That don't make no sense.
Don't know. Want to sit?
I know one. I just know one guy from him because he sat in a meeting with us one time and.
That's not a support group though.
We'll see. He's supposed, huh?
That's not a supporter group.
Right, it's not. Exactly, right. It's not. It's that Galaxy Outpost 96 thing that I was telling you. That's like the group, like the splinter group from the Galaxians.
Oh my God!
Look, tomorrow's gonna be just so you guys are aware. We do have a meeting tomorrow with all these potential groups. So tomorrow's gonna be interesting. But point is, I personally don't think that this Galaxy Outpost 96 group is gonna survive at least in any form of actually being recognized as a supporter group, based on what they want, because that's not a supporter group. I mean, I don't know what you call that, a fan club. Listen, that just gets together outside. Anyways.
It's like a block of tickets. That's all they are. You know what I mean? Just a block of tickets.
Exactly, a block of tickets. Next we're going to talk about it, and this is the most recent one. Locura 96, right? That's what it's called? Locura 96?
Something like that, yeah.
All right. My biggest issue with this group, and it's there's a lot, right? There's one more. But my shit is like, we know who this guy is.
I don't know who he is.
I'll tell you after this conversation. I'll tell you who he is. We know who this guy is. He's definitely an ACB member. Rocks ACB shit. Been involved, gone to away games. We talked to him. Like we talked to him. It's like, bro, have you got some shit to say? Come and say it to my fucking face, or come talk to me. Come talk to Karina. Come talk to Rudy. You know all these people, and we say this. People that are listening to right now on YouTube. Tell me if I'm wrong. How many times have we invited people over to sit with us, to stand with us? I talk with all the fucking time. Like, talk with us. And I've said it before. If anyone has any suggestions, if you have a song, if you want to come and join, shit. As a matter of fact, a few weeks back, I talked about Tifo. We need help. Some of you DM'd us. Like, we have been pushing the agenda to be more inviting. Look, I get that in the past ACB had that stigma where some people really did feel that way. I get it. Fine, fair. There was a few years, sure, maybe. But the last 2-3 years, no, absolutely not. You're full of shit if you're saying that ACB is not inviting. Just because one person goes on a rant on fucking Twitter and he can't show any proof of anything, you gonna believe that? No, come to us. We try to be approachable. But this specific person, apparently, because he wants to create a Latin American style, what the fuck are the Galaxians?
Yep.
Look, and you know what? Fine. If ACB is not Latin enough for you, despite the fact that I look like a fucking essay,
So
bro, what are the Galaxians?
Yeah.
Majority of the shit isn't fucking Spanish. If that's that important to you, then tell you what, drop your stupid shit at Locuta 96 and go join the Galaxians. And I won't even take it personally if you left ACB. Like, I don't mind. Look, there's been people that have left. You know what? Lars is president right now. He used to be an ACB member. And I don't, like, that shouldn't bug me. Look, if ACB is not for you and the different group is, cool, go. But just because you feel that, oh, we didn't sing your fucking song or we're not doing your chant, you're going to start your own shit? That's fucking stupid to me. That's stupid to me. Like, really stupid.
And it's a little arrogant, too.
Yeah, big time.
Like,
and that's clout to me. And it's one of those things, like, look, maybe, I don't know if he just feels like we don't pay attention to him or he doesn't have a seat at the big boy table. You only been coming around for like 2-3 years. If that. I mean, I've only really paid attention to this guy last year.
But it's like, listen.
So, but
who is it?
Hold on.
Before
you move on, I want to stop it right there, right? Because listen, I've been around for 10 plus years, right? And I don't throw the weight around because look at Tony. How long has Tony been around, right? To be honest, like but he brings ideas and he's earned that because he's incorporated himself into ACB,
right?
You know what I mean?
That's
so
I remember, reached out to him. Hey, you know what? You're doing shit. You're doing us great shit. Help us out with the website. And he's been, amazing, right? He's been great. But what I mean, Rudy, just so remember we had that other group chat last year where we had more people. There's a reason why we reduced it so much and we kept people that have been around for a while because we've gone through a lot of shit. We've been through a lot of shit. We've been through fights with Lars. We've been through bands with the FO. We've been through the shittiest years of the club. I mean, there's been so much shit that's happened. There's been fights with other supporters. I mean, so many things have happened, And that's why I bring it up. It's like, okay, well, you're mad because, well, then if that's the case, come talk to us like an adult.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, oh, you know what? I'm having a fit. I'm gonna go make my own supporter group and make this page.
That's how he sounds.
Listen, I don't know, but that's how I feel he sounds right now because it's just he's telling me thinking shit. Because, well, listen, Angel City Brigade. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, if that Spanish thing was so important to you that you decided to make it, then go join Galaxians, man.
And help them out.
Do all the, go
innovate. Go innovate.
And like everything.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's that to me. That's that.
Listen, and here's
the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You got one more. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And the last one, Ghost Ultras.
Yep.
So you guys talked about this in an episode that I was in. This is when I was in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I heard it after. So I haven't mentioned anything. I haven't talked anything about the Ghost Ultras or anything like that. That's, as you guys are aware, I really haven't had a conversation with anyone about Ghost Ultras. I know Mike approached us and he sent us a follow message, and I appreciate that.
Yep.
Big time. My beef has never been with Mike. And I'll be straight up, Mike, if you're listening to this, I'm still gonna say it. I'm gonna say it out there, and come talk to me after. Like, look for me somewhere, or get my contact info. Let's talk. I still don't know what's different about Ghost Ultras or what it is that you guys want to do. Like, what is it? Like, yes, you guys want to be something different, but what is that different?
Yep.
What is it? Like, legit, what is
Angel,
it? And if you really want to support,
Angel,
go ahead.
Angel, I'm gonna cut you off because we had that episode, like, and we had that episode, like, how I want to say maybe 2 months ago,
around there.
And to this day, I have not seen anything different, or honestly, I haven't seen the presence anything in a game in that time.
Right, but
so if your whole thing is to like to do something, like, we haven't seen anything.
But even then, I want to. But that's not my thing. Is just for the record, so it's out there. I personally don't have a beef with Ghost Ultras, because I'm aware. Like, Mike reached out to his people over at Lars and told him what he wanted to do, and Lars was cool. The problem was the person that he affiliated himself with to start Ghost Ultras and to do this thing. It was an ACB member whom, at that point, we actually have brought into our inner circle. This is the reason why we reduced our inner circle very, very drastically. And people will say that ACB is very cliquey, at least the core members. We're really cliquey for a fucking reason. This type of person is the reason why. Had taught him the ropes. Listen, all this much shit, but point is, I do want to know what Mike wants to do. Fuck the other guy, you know. And I personally don't have a personal beef with him. It's just like we were cool. You could have always approached us. We talked to you about stuff. You were involved in our conversations. You were part of our group chats. So it's not like you didn't know anything. It's not like you were in the know. Like, what was it? Did you want a seat in leadership? I mean, what did you want to do? I mean, we were waving your flag like crazy everywhere. Everyone was giving you the love. So I still don't understand what it was. And it's one of those things like, it hasn't been brought up to me. Like, I asked him about it. As a matter of fact, before he went and made this official, I reached out to him like, yo, is there anything you want to talk about? He said, no, we're good. No, okay. All right. So we're good.
Yeah, man.
But anyways, that's my little rant on all those groups. You know, take it for how you will. This is how I feel about it. Mike, if you listen to this, I said it. Anyone from Lars that you guys know him, I'm down to talk to him. Like, I want to understand what you guys want to do different, and if it's something that we can do together, let's talk about it. Right? But Loco 96, you know how I feel, and that's just the reality.
And now let's wrap this up by saying, I'm gonna say this to wrap it up. All these new groups. It's a little arrogant to think that you could just come in and become a group. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, right now with ACB, how many members are? How much time are our leadership group devoting every week for this? Right? How many years have we gone through to get to where we are today? So it's a little arrogant. And listen, if you are bringing something new, I guarantee you will succeed. If not, it's gonna be hard because it's taken us over 10 years to become what ACB is. So, good luck.
But, and if you want to do your own shit just because you want to do it, and like Rudy said, if you have your group of friends, then at least own it. Like, hey, you know what? This is just my friends, and we just want to call ourselves some shit. Yep. Own it. Don't say you want to be something different. Just own it. Fuck it.
Yep.
I'm about to start my own supporter group, the Real Angels Save Brigade.
Listen, so we have planned to add because we had an interview yesterday with Galaxy History. It was a shit show because my internet went full La Curacao. I mean, I'm talking about like 100% La Curacao. So we had some technical difficulties, but we do have some good content. And we had a great conversation with Galaxy History. We were going to add it to the end of this podcast, but this podcast is like fucking 100 hours long now because Angel, he has a lot of words. So what we're going to do is, since we don't have a tailgate episode, we'll drop it on Wednesday, Thursday. Or Thursday, we'll drop it on Thursday, adjust the interview, and then we'll be back next Monday live to recap US Open Cup and talk more LA Galaxy news, rumors, and all that bullshit. But with that being said, this is another episode of Straight from the Stands. I'm your boy Rudy at I Am Smarts on Twitch, I Am Smarts on the Gram, and I Am Smarts on Twitter.
Jay Undefeated 7.
I'm dictator as fuck at Liberty F96.
Peace, love, and fuck clout chasers.
Peace, y'all.